What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 12 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Miao Ying Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, we got the terracotta automatons to debut, and they were both pretty neat and pretty effective, holding off the Chaos Warriors without too much trouble. Of course, taking some damage, but I'd say a big part of this was the auto-resolve, and will be followed up by attrition as well, and quite a bit of it by the looks of it. A bit of a shame there, but what can you do? I think we can get somewhere late in the tree here if I can find... Yeah, immunity to chaos attrition, yeah, so we'll get that eventually, but it's gonna be a long time till we reach that portion of the tech tree, at least unless we get a bunch more astromancers to steal tech. Anyway, in terms of what we gotta do this particular episode, we're looking to continue our war against Kugath. We did defeat his two main stacks with Zhao Ming, though I'm willing to bet that considering his strength level, which I believe was 12th, he'll have at least one more, possibly two more running around somewhere here, and we do gotta watch out for him moving, let's say, up this way. Yeah, I was worried that that was a camp up this way and attacking where we are not defending, but we'll see. The Miao Ying's moving over there as well, and she may go southward, she may go to the eastern colonies, and there's a bunch of stuff potentially to do up here, while other lords and stuff gain XP up north. And speaking of other lords, I believe the only thing that we didn't do last episode was move this guy into attacking this little army, because we ran out of time, so we're gonna do so right now. Actually, I have another idea. You currently have that feather foe torque. Well, actually, you should probably keep that, never mind. Keep it for now. It's going to be a bit until we get your sky junks, and what do we have here? Ooh, you should have brought those aspiring champions, buddy. You're going to have a problem without them. And yeah, our sky junks, our sky lanterns have only gotten stronger since last we met, so good luck.
For the Dragon Emperor! We fight for the Moon Empress!
Alrighty, here we go. The Lord is at last in one of these Sky Lanterns to lead the other Sky Lanterns into the fray. It'll probably be a little bit of a while before we get to Tier 5 and get Sky Junks available, though perhaps not as big of a while as one might think. We are at Tier 4 in, I believe, 2 settlements, so just gotta level those up. And one of them is beside the Great Bastion, which will confer as soon as it reaches Tier 5 itself, the growth to adjacent territories, so, and that should work out pretty well. Anyway, we move towards the main enemy army. Gonna buff up one of our units, the little lamplights, with additional accuracy and reload skill as we start trying to mob the enemy units of anti-air, i.e. the enemy marauder horses. I'm gonna charge him with our Jade Lancers, who again look smaller than the chaos roided up enemies, but that's alright. We've got Onyx Crowman to back us up. Like so, there we go. And on top of it, we're going to severely debuff the enemy by getting a Curse of the Midnight Wind upon them, minus 34 melee attack and defense, meaning even our crowmen aren't going to be particularly threatened by the enemies here. And we'll send those marauder horses at least packing and give chase to them with the crows so that they can't fire upon the lanterns, while the lanterns continue to shoot down at the enemy below. It looks like they can more or less fire directly below at the enemy, which is also quite nice. And we're just keeping this line nearby because it's conferring the harmony to these guys. You gotta make use of it. It is a fairly considerable amount of reload speed as long as we're nearby, which is nice. Anyway, I'm gonna keep gunning the enemy down. We are still in the fight with our Jade Lancers and at least one of our lines, and probably the second one will join in shortly as well. It is nice that this army has evolved to not just using its flying units while we wait for the Lancers to level up the Longma. Speaking of the Lancers, and now that the bolstered defense is down, we're going to back them off as they have taken a fair bit of damage, and try to surround and kill off the enemy Exalted Hero. The enemy Lord is now getting targeted by all of our Lanterns and is probably going to get sniped rather quickly, while all of the enemy runners will get focused down by the birds. And yeah, he's on a chariot. I honestly have no idea where the enemy lord is going here. Maybe he's trying to help the Maybe he's trying to help the runners, maybe he's trying to dodge the shots, but it's not going to work out as he's down to half, or a quarter rather, of his HP, and a couple more hits will probably snipe him. And by the looks of it, in fact, he's broken, which is actually bad for him because on top of well, being broken, he also no longer will dodge the shots. And the crane gunners from those sky lanterns will snipe him, bringing him down. Lovely. Otherwise, with the enemy lord falling, the balance power has shifted to about 85% in our favor, and in fact, by the looks of it, the chain route will be here rather shortly. Enemy probably seeking to flee through those chaos gates there, but I'd wager that the lancers and the giant piles of crowmen will not allow them to get there in time. Alright, still fighting. Now, I want to combine another army with some lanterns and maybe some automatons or something. Once again, just gonna try to make some army compositions that I wouldn't have otherwise made in my previous campaign, especially with the advent of the new units as well. Yes, there's so many more things to try. We gotta figure out where we want to send new armies. Definitely, we'll send some through the sea lanes to fight somewhere. I'm gonna figure out which territories can be held by us. We don't necessarily need to occupy an insane amount of territory, just enough to, fund all of the armies that we want to get moving. But anyway, for now, we're looking good. The enemy army is... Oh, actually, it's not shattered. Oh, actually, it is shattered. Spoke too soon and then spoke too soon again. The enemy army shatters, and we're just going to do our best to run them all down. Alright, there we go. A nice little fight. We did take a little bit of damage, but sort of not so much by necessity. Well, actually the opposite of necessity. By we really desperately need XP on these two Jade Lancers in order to train them up into Jade Longmas, so we are going to keep just throwing them into the fight as needed. And they'll get there eventually. I think they need to be rank 7, they're at 4, so we'll need at least a few more fights. Otherwise, the Lanterns did well. I mean, they probably could have won the fight by themselves, but we can't let them do that and take all the XP, or most of it. 22k and 20, just a little bit more, so the little lamplights in the Sky Sentry is nearly took home the prize there. We'll take the 3.1 thousand gold, though, rather than healing up. Even though I'd like to heal these guys, it's just too much gold to pass up. And... Hello? Okay. That was weird. Didn't want to move. Alright, you're gonna have to go into raiding stance because we can't encamp here, unfortunately. The raiding would have helped, but it's all good. There's basically no defenders here, so we should be able to deal with them. And hey, got an armor fortune out of that. Not so bad. Also, while fighting that fight, I had a little idea. Ooh, speed, yes. 46 speed. We'll get another 10% speed from skirmishing stratagem, assuming that the speed applies to the Lord. Then we could give you the Quicksilver armor, another 20 speed, 20% rather, and then the, well, if we can get a banner of swiftness, and then I think that there's a talisman that might also have speed. I really want to see a lantern with 100 speed, because I think it'll be funny. No other reason. I don't think there's any real purpose to doing it. It gives us no advantage. I just think it'll be funny. But anyway, so we'll do that. But anyway, the idea I had was this. So this guy here, right now, our Lord Magistrate En Shao, our leader of the Terracotta forces, is currently our aura stacking lord as well. Currently having bolstered attack, bolstered defense, bolstered armor. He will also eventually have Will of the Dragons, as well as Grand Tactician for even more aura stacking. Plus, in terms of his items, he has Brass Cleaver and Celestial Silk Robe, both of which are auras, and hopefully we can get the Tormentor Sword, Warrior Bane, and something else as well. Oh, and Glittering Scales, plus regular Tactician, maybe from a hero. But anyway, I was thinking that we could make another army eventually that's full of heroes with different aura types. You gotta also remember that we also have heroes that give our other heroes frenzy, other heroes rage, other heroes expert charge defense, and I think there's at least one more thing. And while Cathayan heroes may not be fighty heroes, as in single entity slayers like other factions have, I think if there's enough aura stacking, we can make a pretty insane little command squad stack, which should be pretty fun. We probably wouldn't need 20 heroes to do it, just like, I don't know, 10 or something like that, and it might be neat to screw around with. I did enjoy doing something similar in the Tsarina Katrin campaign. Under Eurognian. Frankly, shouldn't Gotrek and Felix be available to Cathay? Shouldn't we have them as well? That would be nice, if we could get them in the stack. But anyway, I digress. I believe that's all we had to do this turn, minus the money. And we could upgrade this. It's exactly 4.7k, and I was hankering for another Astromancer. Yeah, why not? I just don't want to go through the list again and look for what we have to build, so let's build that up right now. Especially while Administrator Chansai is there to buff it up anyway. Anyway, we'll skip compass selection and end the turn again. I guess no again, at least not this episode, but again, considering other episodes. Anyway, while the turn is ending, once again, we did reach the engagement threshold, so longer episode. Once again, this time around, engagement threshold remains 400 likes and 60 comments, and the next episode will be a longer one as well. Balthazar Guild wants us to join war, that's not going to happen. And also streak all the way through Saturday for another double episode, just so we can't let anybody catch up to the to all the episodes. Alrighty, looks like Kugev doesn't have an army, or at least if he does, he doesn't have one that will attack us immediately. Though I do wonder where Ghorst has moved in case we can attack him with Miao Ying. No, he's gonna go back. And out of these two, I'd rather have Miao Ying kill him rather than Jiao Ming, though at the same time, Jiao Ming might take more damage on his melee troops, but I still do feel like Miao Ying will probably get herself into more battles. At least there's a decent likelihood. Anyway, let's start everybody moving, especially you guys who are starting to run out of tech thievery. So move here. And they're acting as scouts as well, which is still nice. So Heavenly Scribe, that's you. And I was worried that he would immediately fail, but we're okay. Look, you're gonna go here, Heaven's Interpreter, and I think there should be one more around here. Where are we? Okay, wait, let's do all the hero moving first. And just because sometimes I forget, and then that can be bad, because some heroes are supposed to move before armies, like, you know, stealing tech and all that sort of stuff. Alright, I believe we can get a trade agreement going with these guys. Jishu Kong, who are you? Foolhardy Frenzy for characters. Oh, you are supposed to give Frenzy to the characters in this army, because we'll need a caster, or this army, rather. You are going to... just out of curiosity. 7.3k to peace out, and it's pretty good, but we should still probably destroy this little army. Because we have a little mission here that if we do in 4 turns, we'll get a free 3.6k. So we'll sack it, or raise it, whatever, it's not worth much. And then we'll do that. You can go in and camp stance, although admittedly you're not healing much here. It's better than attrition, and depending on what's in here, this army might be able to deal with it on its own. Which it probably can, so we'll probably send it there next turn, although I would like more XP in this army, admittedly. Especially now that it has Vanguard deployment, but at the same time we're waiting for this army to get there, which is drawing close. You can go to Turtle Gate, and then there you can build a drum. 1 drum or 2 drums? Do we need 2 drums here? I don't know, we'll build 2 drums for now, and then if it's too many in that particular army, we'll just swap in another drum. As in, we'll swap the drum to another army. There, that made sense. Miao Ying. I wasn't being sarcastic, it genuinely did make sense. You go this way through Noble Gorge, so I suppose if we wanted to... Oh, whoa. I thought Gorsty had killed you, but apparently not, and we now can't reach you. Okay, what if we go into ambush stance right here? A bit of an annoyance, I admit, but we do want this army gone. Gonna be annoying to get that plague, but I don't see how we can escape it right now. And speaking of drums, also, Chiang, you go here, act as bait. Rather than in Chiang, and then you... I wanted to get at least 1 drum for Jiao Ming, as in 1 more, because he'll probably want both available to him. Because he only has one, but this army could probably also use drums. We could build 2 drums right now. Yeah, fine, build 2 drums. I wish they weren't so expensive, but we don't have the military infrastructure in this particular territory in order to make use of it, of cheaper buildings, so it is what it is. Lanhu, you're fine. Zhu Zhao, you are, or you have landed. Go take this. This will be a quick little auto-resolve. Alright, good. I was worried that it would do us a lot of damage, but it's not like there were a lot of units there. Oh, there we go. Burning Vambraces for Jiao Ming. Guess he doesn't have the healing potion anymore, but he does now have diplomatic relations increase with Cathay. And that's nice. We already read that last episode. That's nice because maybe we can get that minus 67. Okay, still waiting for Yuanbo to lose an army. Might take a while, but who knows. Anybody willing to do the defensive alliance? Okay, nobody we want yet. We want Reichland and stuff. We should also build the... Okay, actually, I just want to see. Do you have anything useful available to us yet? No, you do not. Just lead belchers, man. Come on, just lead belchers. I don't care about the iron blasters and all the other cool stuff ogres have. Just lead belchers. That'll do it for me. Slaneshi giggle. Anyway, you can go here. And close victory. It's probably going to heavily damage us, eh? Let's say casualties low. We could find out. Risk it. Alright, let's see. We'll do it once, and if it damages us too severely, then at least we'll know for the future. Yeah, it's pretty severe. Pretty severe. We lost full half of our Onyx Chromen to this garbage. And even the Onyx Chromen would have been able to defeat this, even without the lanterns and the other things killing everything from up above. But that's fine. We are going to... That's a question. We should raise it, but at the same time, I want to see how much movement we have. Alright, and is there another army running around here? I think there was a lord that moved away. Possibly in March sense. I was wondering whether we could reach Doomcrag from here. We could just occupy it and then abandon it, healing up a tiny bit, but at least not suffering attrition while doing it. And this is the last territory of this faction, because, yeah, we do want to destroy them. Alright, fair enough. Occupy this. And that won't heal you, but it also won't kill you. You can also don't collect the income here. I guess we're going to abandon it shortly and then move back to Doomcrag, heal up a little bit, and then probably start fighting these guys. Though hopefully once these guys have a little bit more in the way of units that are needed. Anyway, who else can move or needs to move? Ningwei and Jiao Ming. Healing could use a little something, but at least we can reach scrap towers here. There is a little army here, but I don't think it'll be of any kind of issue. And you guys can keep leeching XP while we ignore Helman Ghorst in favor of allowing Miao Ying to chase him down. Let's allow the other army to move in. I fear that this is going to severely damage our Celestial Lions, but I also don't see how we can avoid it. We're not going to keep the Lions in this army anyway. Although they do, wait, they do count as melee units, but I think maybe Longma might be better in Jiao Ming's army. I'll think about it. Yeah, once again, it's severely damaging those poor lions. Occupy. I really hate how the auto-resolve has a tendency to focus one unit down like this when the rest of the army would be just fine, but what can you do? Warhorse for Zhenan Liang. Who are you? Are you the anathema guy? No, seriously, who are you? Huh? And it went here. There's nobody here. What the heck? That's very strange. I just want to take a quick look at if we have somebody with that name, because I absolutely do not... Yeah, what the heck? Wait, could it be a Caravan Master? Maybe it's a Caravan Master. I wish I remembered which ones... Wait, are the Caravans even in here? For the love of... No. Who the heck was that? Alright, I'm just gonna ignore it. Whatever. Weird, but I don't care enough to make certain. Let's see who else needs to move before we, well, move. On to the next turn, that is. Disharmony Dealer, I forgot about you. You're actually gonna have to deal tech again. Just keep on What the heck? Why'd you go over there, game? Alright, a game is acting weird today. Hopefully that's not a sign of bad things to come, but we'll see. Maybe the Zinshin shenanigans. You are acting as bait. You can also channel while you're acting as bait. And I believe that's it, other than building, which we still need to do. We got, I think, one more turn until Lee Temple. Ah, yes. Beautiful. Might as well upgrade Shiwu as well. Alright, let's go through the main settlement structures first and then other stuff after. And I know that there's a lot of stuff in a lot of places that we gotta build, but once again, I prefer to prioritize the main structures. Although, you're at tier 4, and you should, in theory... Wait. I mean, technically, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, I feel like I'd prefer the capacities. You should build the Celestial Tower so that you can go to tier 4 and then get the bonus Astromancer and Gatemaster capacity, and I guess we'll want the capacity from for these guys as well, Alchemists and Gatemasters. And then we'll have just enough room to build one tea parlor here, and then a Great Embassy, and then that'll be it for this particular settlement. Which feels alright. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, go for the Alchemist's Tower. I do wish it wasn't so expensive, but whatever. All good. Let us see. Ivory Road. We should upgrade the Great Call of Greasus because it's got that gold mine, which we should make use of. We can ignore the rest of that, though. And let's upgrade the Baleful Hills. No, I lied. Well, actually, it'll allow us to upgrade this thing, which will mean more growth, which will mean faster upgrades for everybody else. So yeah, we'll do that. Alright. And that's about it for everything else. I didn't leave anybody to besiege anything, did I? I hope I didn't, because I'm going to end the turn. Skip compass selection and turn. Probably should have checked the heroes again in case there was any kind of interesting new capacity, and I forgot to move Scryer of Fates, and here I thought I moved everybody. But it's okay, I guess he was still moving from the previous turn, so that still worked out. And we gotta make sure to move him at the start of this turn, or all of them at the start of this turn, so that they can actually steal tech before these guys occupy those territories. We also gotta watch Grimgor. If he pieces out with Drajuath, the ideal thing to do would be to try to get him into, or force him into a war against maybe Zatan. Force them all to distract each other. The other thing is our other victory objective, for the long victory condition at least. Not that we're focusing on it ourselves. And hey, these guys will actually attack. Ah, nice. We're in raiding, so that'll make this battle tougher. Good job, Yusek. I'm impressed. Especially considering this army doesn't have a caster either. Anyway, what was I saying? Alright, we have to destroy the Heralds of the Tempest, so Kolek, but he's pretty far. It's probably something that we can send Satang and the Automatons and the Terracotta army to do. It might be fun. See how well they fare against the Dragon Ogres, though I hesitate to wonder how long they'd take to bring down Kolek himself. Anyway, this should be fun. We're in Winded, and you gotta remember that an SFO vigor reduction is devastating, so we shall see. Go.
Fighting for the dragons. We are united. For our families. They are divided. That is to be embraced, not feared. For the Celestial and for all Cathay.
Alright, here we go. Our currently only Celestial General Lord is up and running, and we'll try to get more on field. Wait a moment. We have plus 5% ward save, eh? Wait, isn't the Great Bastion supposed to give us greater ward save when fighting Chaos Troops faction-wide? Or did I misread that? I gotta double check that, because the 5% is from Anathema, from the trait from the Celestial General. I thought that they would have more. Well, anyway, it should be a pretty fun fight. We got a nice little formation of units here, a combination of Jade Warriors making up the sort of box, and then the gunpowder units to fire over them and through the gaps in their lines. Plus, with no artillery and no real heavy hitters here, no mages, we'll have to work for the victory. Anyway, we're going to start the battle off with the crossbows and the Iron Hail Gunners and the soon probably Grenadiers firing away at the first enemy unit of range, a unit of Marauder horses. Definitely going to have to clear those guys out as soon as possible, because while the Jade Warriors with shields and heavy armor are not really vulnerable to them, the Iron Hail Gunners and any other units of poorly armored units very much are. And tiredness makes them lose their armor for some reason as well. I'm not entirely sure how. I can see why they'd be slower and have lower melee attack and weapon strength and melee defense and pretty much everything. But how would they have less armor? Do they shed some armor because they're tired? Throw off some van braces? Chuck their gorget into the bin? What are they doing? But anyway, not that it matters so much. Here we go, big old pile of marauders, giving us a nice sort of looking battlefield here. We do also have 2 units of Jade Warriors sort of waiting in the center as their reserves, because eventually one of our units, like this one on the right flank here, which has lost about 60%. Oh, wow, those Nan Gau Grenadiers did more damage to our own units than they did to the enemy there. They are a dangerous unit for our own, but anyway, that's why we kept some units in reserve in the middle. I'm going to swap the damaged unit out and swap this unit in, and the same thing is going to repeat on the left flank. The units on the flanks do have a tendency to get obliterated quicker than in the center, because our range fire generally is concentrated more towards the center. But at least we are still holding, and the swap outs are working nicely. It looks like, ooh, the light battlefield has turned to shadow, at least did for a few seconds, as clouds are still moving around up there. But the box continues to hold. In fact, with the enemy center very much in trouble, our units of range are able to move forward, and the Iron Hail Gunners and Grenadiers start firing away at the units of enemy Marauder Hunters and such, which were up to this point, a little bit too far away to actually fire at. There we go, and when we do that, we're not in danger of killing off half our own units. Looks like the enemy Lord has been defeated, gunned down, I believe, by the Iron Hail Gunners, and the enemy assault on our formation has failed. A few units are still firing away, but, well, a few more grenades, a few more shotgun shots to the face, and it looks like they're going to be out of there as well. Beautiful. Alright, and with that, the enemy army shatters. A nice little fight from the USAC, certainly heavy damage on some of the troops in this army, but they're here in part to be trained to become higher level troops, which is why, well, they started off as peasants, and, yeah. I'm gonna keep training them up and then sort of separating them into multiple different various armies, as in generalist armies. Should be fun. Alright, not bad at all. Got a free alchemist mask out of it. Oh, okay. And transmutation of a lead bound is a pretty darn solid ability. 38 seconds as well without using the mana. Did get a little bit damaged on a few of our units, but worth it considering that we were otherwise in a vigor loss due to the rating. Though I think... Not 100% sure, but I think it'll take us out of our stance, meaning we'll suffer attrition, which is actually annoying because they'll probably move to their territory and then be fully healed by next turn. Distinct possibility at any rate. Which would be a shame for us, so yeah, we're gonna have to let this 2.2k money go, but oh well, what can you do? Also enjoyed that, the sort of mixed unit type fight that we got to use there. Okay, again, these guys are still very far away, I think, from their final location, so we have to pay the toll, no dice. And what do we have here? Undercover bosses. Of late, 2 cats have been regular visitors to camp. The larger one, a golden-furred male, solemnly watches your soldiers train, while the other, a silvery female, is more affectionate, bringing comfort to the disaffected. While out walking late and able to sleep, you find both in your path, gazing at you expectantly. Pet the female, construction costs plus 50, recruitment costs minus 50. Feed the male, construction costs plus 50, recruitment costs minus 50. I would really prefer minus construction cost. Control minus 6. Throw them down a well. Oh, wow. Perhaps they are evil spirits? Okay. Really? Minus 6 for all provinces for 5 turns, and all you get is a little bit of extra leadership? Okay, yeah, that's not happening. Honestly, I don't think any of these are a good idea. You haven't got the time for felines. My cat will be angry at me, but, yeah, I don't see how this would help us. anything we save on the small amount of unit recruitment right now that we do would be stuff lost that by construction costs, so I think we have to just ignore the cats. Hopefully this isn't a, like the first chain of one of these things, because right now we're gonna have to ignore it. Tanji Chen, you're not holding on to this, and unfortunately our ambush failed. And, oh, you didn't get punted out of that, stance. Huh, go figure. Alright, well, good for you. Transmutation of lead, warhorse for some guy, and warhorse for some other guy, and many other guys. Right expires, City of Smoke. Okay, we gotta get that back up and running immediately. City of Smoke. Research rate and construction cost reduction, and then you continue moving this way. I don't think you could reach Turtle Gate from here, or at least I doubt it. Like, wait, we could test this. Well, you can, but it doesn't mean that you can. No, we'll be a little bit off. Alright, fine, then we'll be able to do so next turn. Go back into this. You'll head to Turtle Gate next turn. You will get the war drums up and running. Let's get... I mean, while we're here, we may as well build 3 and then keep 1 in the settlement. Building war drums everywhere now. Even if this one only needs the 1. And then you can move back, take this, and then start on your journey towards the... Kind of nervous about this guy here. Might declare a war on us. Towards the Heralds of the Tempest. It's a fair journey through Chaos territory. Anyway, we do want to sack or raise the place. And heroic victory, low casualties. Okay, oh, game. 1 Jade Warrior unit will die for no reason. Okay, we're probably gonna have to fight that. Game is being obnoxious about it. I really don't want to be freaking chasing this army around with Miao Ying's army. We don't have any tech thieves nearby to stall them. Maybe we just leave them alone. Maybe we can send Ningwei back, because you're not wasting any more time here. Go this way. You stay here. You are still building those drums, and hey, you reach rank 7. Wait, is rank 7 when we can upgrade to Celestial Dragon Guard? No, 8. Well, it's fine. We still gotta give those to Jiao Ming, so it's gonna be a bit. You will head down, I was about to say to Shattered Stone Bay, though I guess it depends on which way we move. Oh, we also gotta get Flayed Rock. Probably Flayed Rock has to be the priority. In fact, let's do this. You cannot reach Pig Barter, but you got 6 turns, so you can keep moving and scouting this way. You can go to Flayed Rock for the 1 turn, and Steel Tech there, 99% chance success rate after all. Like so. Then, Jiao Ming, you're gonna grab Flayed Rock. And I guess we can leech XP with Ningwei one more time. It's gonna hurt our Celestial Lines and stuff again, but it is what it is. And that's, I guess, a reason to take them out of Jiao Ming's army, because if we don't, they'll just keep taking damage. This should still be worth leeching XP. I believe Ningwei has a decent trait, yeah, farsighted, so she, she can still keep using that. Also, these are all the higher damage dealing non-shielded ones, which is good. Anyway, auto-resolve. Yep, heavy damage to the lines. We'll adjust so that we don't have to deal with that. Nobler Country is now secured. We'll immediately go into Jade Dragon's Edict because it's the one we use everywhere, plus it's the anti-plague version, so that's great. You need to switch to Spice Market, you need to switch to Conscription Field, you need to go and build a Spice Market, and yeah. Max into Ying, or Yin rather. We are building that, or we're doing that in pretty much every single location. I think we have one place that's in harmony or balance or whatever, but otherwise. You. Nah, okay, I was wondering whether we should go by sea, but I don't see the point. You can move up here, just don't suffer attrition. Wait, if you go into encamp, just do that. And then you should be able to hit this place, and then this will be the last territory. These are the 2 territories we want to occupy here. All of this we will want to raise. Somewhat concerned about this little army, but I guess what we'll want to do is wipe you out, and then... ooh. Well, we'll just hope that we can reach it, so we'll do this. Medium casualties, really? Alright, I'm gonna manually fight this because we're kind of in a precarious position with this army, and I mean, it'll take, what, a minute at a max speed? Because we'll just use our Sky Lanterns to kill everything from the sky. Hopefully this isn't a Death Sorcerer. It's a sorcerer lord of some kind, unless I'm mistaken. I guess we're about to find out. Alright, let's see what we got here. And back everybody away. Okay, everybody here. What are you? Sorcerer Lord of Shadows. Ooh, well, that could still be damaging, but yeah. Oh, and some of the Sky Lanterns were reduced in numbers due to the attrition. Okay, well, it is what it is. You guys stay back there. Definitely don't get hit by the shadow stuff. Frankly, the crowmen are also quite badly damaged. The rest of you are fine, though. Start deployment and go after the Lord. Like so. Oh, maybe you should go after the horseman first. Alright, fine, go after the horseman. And you can increase the inspired marksmanship of one of the ones with 4 units, so you. Serene Dragon Lamps, and then speed this up to max. Should be reasonably quick. First, obliterate the units that can actually hurt you guys, and then kill everything else. We're not going to be able to chase them down, unfortunately, but I don't see how we can avoid it anyway. Alright, good, keep firing on them. I would actually like to destroy them fully or else the army will back off, but I don't think you can reach them. Alright, just go after this one. And use your silver bow, whatever. Did you use it? Huh, where are you stuck? What the heck? Come on. There you go. Better than nothing. And these guys are probably going to take a teensy bit of damage, but otherwise it won't matter. You guys keep, just stay back there. Ah, we got another Sky Lantern. Good. Alright, the horsemen are more or less destroyed. Snipe the Lord from the sky now and move together with the enemy army. First the Lord and then the aspiring champs. Alright, and we should be good in a few seconds. Poor AI army. Can't do anything about this. Alright, good. And the Marauders are nearly done for. The Trolls are having a bad time. Everybody target the aspiring champs now and then still move with them. They are starting to approach, but I wager they won't be able to get close enough. Probably should have sent the Jade Lancers after those guys, but it is what it is. Go here. And, the Trolls might be drawn near. Get ready to send one of the Lions in, I guess. I just want to make sure that the aspiring champs don't stick around. Alright, Lion, come down on the Trolls, and you come down. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll have you guys... I don't know if this will give you any XP, but just in case, we will do this, and fire a few more shots, but then stop firing because you will actually then damage our own troops more than you will the enemy. Alright, make sure that those Trolls are gone for good. Why did you stop? You were told to kill the Trolls. Nobody told you to stop. Alright, maybe this army will be destroyed. In fact, decent likelihood it'll be destroyed because this is the enemy's last army, but let's not take chances. Destroy whatever we can so that we can hopefully auto-resolve what remains if they don't. As in if they aren't destroyed, whatever. And still a little bit of XP. Let's see, we did 8.3k damage on the Lord on his lantern, which is less than the others, but that does make sense considering he's only on 1 lantern rather than 4. But I'm willing to bet we can get him to hit quite a little bit harder over the course of, building him up by various means, though it's the speed I'm more concerned with. Oh, we can't heal all that much. Barely any at all, in fact. And if that's the case, we'll take the money. And, oh, don't tell me you're going to back off. They are indeed gonna back off. Well, that's unfortunate. We can return to Doomcrag probably in March stance, leaving this guy around to take this, possibly. Abandon the settlement, and go to Doomcrag. You're gonna need to heal. And if these guys take it, that's fine by me. And if they want to come down here, that'll be fine by me too. These guys are gonna take absolute ages to heal now. 8 turns! Oh, we have no replenishment whatsoever. Just out of curiosity, can Gate Masters have a flying mount? No. They at least provide a little bit of casualty or punishment rate. We do have to deal with the problem of the... Ooh, plus two uses for restore? I didn't know that was an option. Dang. That might actually be better than the aura stacking. I'm not entirely sure. I guess we'll have to think about it. But anyway, I know that this is causing us a massive reduction in casualty or punishment rate, but we have to stay here for now, so that hasn't changed. Battleborn and Swift, do we have Astromancer capacity? No, we do not. We do have Alchemist capacity. Income from all buildings plus 5. Overwhelm contact effect isn't too bad. Only something to think about, but for now I think we'll hold off, at least on the alchemists. Let's see who else needs to move. You will fight this in a second, but we're gonna have to fight this manually so that this army doesn't kill us. What else do we have here? You did not build those drums. You are backing off. We did not move any of the heroes. Okay, we'll have to move the heroes. That's fine. And if we don't fight another fight this turn, that's probably going to be a good thing, because it'll enable us to advance. Get Zatan closer as well. Scout, go to Bretonnia. I want to see what's going on out there and what factions there are. Ooh, Broken Axe Greenskins. Also Broken Axe Greenskins in Brion and Aquitaine. Huh, this is green territory. We could potentially send an expedition to take Bretonnia for us. That might not be bad. We can go through a sea lane and go through the protected territories of the elves and the Yuan Bo, and then I like it. I like it a lot. We'll turn to that with a mind to do that. That didn't make sense, but you know what I mean. We will do that. That's what I was getting at. Anyway, you stay there. You, Heaven's Interpreter, cannot steal tech for... Oh, and you're out. You have no turns remaining. Well, we're going to kill these guys anyway, because we can't leave them here, so... Huh, wait, where'd their mace stack go? What the heck? No, we want their defeat rate. Oh, he's moving southward? Is he fighting the Dark Elves? Is he fighting the Ogres? What is he doing? Maybe he's trying to sail out to go after these Shattered Isles? Or the Dragon Isles, whatever. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's do building. I don't believe there's anything critical. We could build the Celestial Observatory at Kunlun, which will give us +1 Gate Master and +1 Astromancer. That means more steel tech, and so I think it's probably worth it. This stuff we can ignore, at least for now, though I am still tempted to just spam the Alchemist towers everywhere. +1 Alchemist, +1 Gate Master. It's certainly a thought. We could probably start upgrading resources everywhere, but once again, I think we want to prioritize settlements and then do resources after. We can do the tea parlor here, though. And, you know, build this up because it'll... Yeah, build those to tier 2. The resources, I mean. And this is fine. This is... Oh, Nan Gau. You're definitely going to want a Celestial Tower, expensive or not. The rest of the stuff we can ignore. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Oh, actually we can't. You switch to Shrine of Yin, and then you switch to Conscription Field. We gotta wait until tier 5 for the 9th wall, so can't do much there. You were looking to build the Standing Stones, which I guess we do need to build, but for now we can build the Livestock Pens, and... I don't know. One of these tea parlors here. Good enough. Good enough. Alright, let's do this little fight, and then sack or raise this place, and then back off, hopefully. And maybe even peace out with them for the cash. Alright. Fight again. No choice in the matter.
Do not fear! Our ancestors will see how hard you fight, and their judgment goes far beyond this world. So fight for them, and for Cathay!
Alright, yes, please do. Should be a pretty fun fight again for this army. The enemy army is a little bit damaged, we're a little bit damaged, and, well, we'll see how well we both do. We're not fighting them with the lower elevation, however, so we will move here, and it looks like the enemy will actually react to it before we get into the formation that we wanted. So, good job to the AI for actually responding rather than just waiting. Iron Hail Gunners will lead with the first shots into the enemy, knocking down those units with their shields and breaking them, and then the crossbows will follow, soon to be followed by the grenades as well. And there we go. Grenades, of course, still dangerous to our own units, but that's just the nature of the grenade-filled battlefield. Once again, I've been really enjoying those units and the Iron Hail Gunners as well. Alright, and it looks like our boxy little formation is going to attempt its best to hold. We got some enemy doggos moving in from behind the main line and smashing into the reserve unit of already damaged Jade Warriors, which were damaged in the previous battle, and thus couldn't be on the front line here. Grenades still dropping among the blobs of enemies, and we've used the Lord of Grand Cathay buff from the Celestial General to maximize their physical resistance and thus lessen their damage from our own grenades. Kind of a similar situation as to what we did in the Chaos Dwarfs campaign and Drajueth campaign, when we saw that our own units were super dangerous to, well, our range units were super dangerous to our melee units, and then we'd pop that Cascading Fire Cloak to buff them up and thereby prevent the fire damage from our own units from damaging our own. It works pretty well. And thus our own dangerous units are only dangerous mostly to the enemy. At least in that situation. This one, we're still very much hurt by our own grenades. Alright, but not as much as the enemy by the looks of it. The balance of power has shifted to about 60% in our favor, and the enemy center line is in the process of buckling. It does seem like the battlefield is a little bit lopsided in the sense that the battle lines, or rather, were a little bit lopsided in the sense that the enemy hit our left flank with more of our units, with more of their units, such that their center line was probably more center-left than it was in the exact center, and thus, well, we still have a lot of enemies to contend with on the left flank. I'm gonna have to try to clear out those range units one by one. The Grenadiers and the Iron Hail Gunners and Crossbows are working on them, all trying to reposition and target them. Looks like this unit of Jade Warriors is heavily damaged. In fact, several of them are damaged, and even a few of the Iron Hail Gunners are as well. But it's alright, not too bad. Enemy Lord is also out here, and we should probably have a few of the Grenadiers lob a blob into them, as in a blob of grenades, like so. And let's see how that does. A volley of grenades takes about, what, 25% of his HP? That's pretty solid. And we can get a few crossbows to help out with that, and there we go. As soon as 3 units or 4 units target him, the enemy Lord gets obliterated. And with the fall of the Usak Lord, so do the rest of their army, whatever. Learn that they are very aptly named. Alright, turned out to be a pretty nice fight still, I like it. And, well, we did take some damage. Hopefully it's not enough damage for the Chaos Dwarfs to punish us over much for it. Jade Longma for the Lord, who's up at rank 10 now, and that mission completed, so a little bit of extra cash. We will go into encamp stance here and then back off rather than raise it, because it's not like these guys would be destroyed anyway. I would like to see... They're willing to offer us 13k for peace. Yes, we will definitely do that. Alright, and then we'll see if these guys decide to attack us, because if they do, it might be an issue, depending on where Zatan himself is. He actually used to be here, but maybe he's moved to Bloodwind Keep. I'm not entirely sure. You have leveled up. You have lead from the front, which gives the aura of endurance, which admittedly is a pretty nice aura. Then we have... the universally valuable 10 armor. We have the weapon strength plus 10%, which is kind of meh, but it does make you significantly stronger. And then this is kind of terrible. I mean, a Strider is great, but and so is Speed, but you have a Jade Longma option or Celestial Lion option, thus neither one would be crazy useful. The charge bonus being plus 20% is kind of meh as well. I'd much prefer plus 20 charge than 20% charge. I guess it's on top of the 18% charge that we get from this, but nonetheless, probably gonna take the Universal 10 armor. Make you a little bit tanky. Yeah, he was getting bodied by that Marauder Chieftain there. He was not having a good time against him, and I guess the Celestial Line will give us the Aurora ability as well. Go Bulwark of Wei-Jin. And then into Titanic Impact, which gives you the... Oh. That's interesting. Rattled as well. Yeah, sure, why not? And I like to get lead from the front, but we could do that after. Alright. And obviously this isn't the army that this guy's going to have. He's going to have a generalist army with a bunch of mix of different things, which is why I wanted that the extra armor, because I think it'll work better with all different types of units, since we don't know how much melee, how much range, etc, etc, etc that army's going to have. Otherwise, I believe we're good this turn, other than building. Which I already did, but I guess we're doing it again. Let's check for any more settlement structures. As in main settlement structures, let's see, no. Yes. Wait, this is a red territory, isn't it? Or is it? No, it is not. Alright, then yes, definitely yes. And no, I guess we could build 2. I've been neglecting this province, haven't I? Alright, fair enough. I mean, it's not on the Cathay mainland, so I kind of, yeah. Anyway, let's upgrade you because you have a port. And you're not a red territory. Ah, yes, Shambles Rest, just so that I don't forget. Let's build the standing stones. Yes, they're stupidly expensive, but do it anyway. And you might as well just upgrade the kilns here. More trade goods, more income. Diplomacy check real quick, and then next turn. No dice here. Arguelon wants a non-aggression pact, which I think we can do. If we land in Bretonia, we'll be helping them out anyway, and it's not like the magical forests have any kind of real use to us. Let's see. Kuran nearly ready for a military access, though not defensive alliance, sadly, but getting there. Alright. I guess we're good. Wait, did I move that army away? I think I did. Yeah. Everything's fine. Nobody panic. Skip, compass selection, and I think end turn. Alright, and then we'll send Ninway back to deal with that little army. It's going to keep being irritating until it's gone for good, or until we destroy Kugath. And, so I was kind of suspecting that he was going to take the opportunity, but what can you do? We could get the Golden Order and Goldtooth to join in just to get their, whatchamacallits, missions for it. It's not like they're going to march all the way up here. Yeah, why not do it? And he'll attack with just the one army, though. Huh, foolish. I mean, I'm not even sure that we have to fight this. It's just a pile of basic troops. And if he only attacks with one, you could just back off to the gate after. Just don't bother with it. But this army just fought twice and against stronger armies than those made up of hobgobs. We will take the... I'm going to assume you're still in camp stance, as in you won't die. Let's find out. Oh, damn, I took the wrong thing anyway. Oh, well, and hey, there's Zatan himself. I'd love to fight him with the automatons, and ooh, we got 2 more stacks here. Okay, we do have to be careful. And hopefully you're still in camp. I wanted to take the money, but I misclicked. It's not a huge loss, just a minor irritant. And ooh, are we done with that technology yet? What is this? Oh, right, this place. You're gonna take it back, and we're going to have to raise you again. What? Wait. What? A moment. Game, busy. Just, yeah, take the long way, whatever. Did that guy just raise his own last territory? He has no other territories, and instead of occupying it, he raised it. That's pretty weird, you gotta admit. This army can't heal, unfortunately, but what can you do? Musterer for this guy, good for him. Creator. Enemy killed, obsidian trinket, you can lose that. And we might actually give you some items. Oh, one of the caravans completed. Ooh, immunity to contact effects. That's not bad, though I guess the issue is otherwise you're trading that for like 16 or 18 ward save, depending on what, 8 to 16 ward save, depending. You're not going to keep it, but anyway. Yes. 2 Astromancers, more tech thievery, and we'll probably have to send one up here. Alright, so that's 1 caravan completed. Questing knights out of it as well. Not a bad pickup. And I guess we'll send a new caravan just as soon as we take away this. You can't have that. I guess you can have this for now. Just try not to die out here. And I assume that you won't be able to... Yeah, you won't be able to reach it. Meaning you two, I guess, will continue marching together. Like so, and like so. Do you want to trade one of these guys to... Oh, it's a maxed out army. Okay, fine. We'll trade them all back here. And then you got 1 more turn until you're ready, so we'll be meeting up out here afterwards. Lovely. Alright, it's working decently. I doubt that Zatan will attack these 2 armies together. I really, really doubt it. Next, we've got... Jade Lions, we got tariff increase, ports increase, and income from faction capital. +1 active caravan if we want to take the 8 turns. And then Nan Gau Forges will give us income from industry faction-wide, so it's all of our markets. Unless there's something super critical that we can build right now. I do like the range for the crossbows. But I'm inclined to say, focus on the econ first. We will have more Astromancers on the way. And speaking of Astromancers, we can get one up and running at Kunlun immediately. Architect? Sure, go for Architect, I don't care. Starts at level 16 now. Beautiful. They're gonna be healing up a storm. Steel Tech, we are the elite. Blessing of Knowledge for the hero action success chance. Max out block army so that nobody can run. And then go for, I guess, wound. In case other characters annoy you. And then also none. There we go. You'll be another nice tech thief and you will be scholar. Lovely. And then we should get another one, but we don't have any more Astromancers that we can get up and running right now. So we'll have to wait. Gate Masters. Astute and Spirit Dragon's Blessing, don't like those. What about Swift and Battleborn? Now we're gonna have to wait. I don't like either of those either, at least not for our current purposes. Zhu Zhao, you are going to... I'll resolve this. I'm just wondering whether we should actually send you this way to chase this army down. I guess it depends on whether it does anything here or not. I guess we'll have to see. More importantly, though, we have this province now maxed out. We probably don't need the cannon emplacements here, so we can finally get rid of it. And... oh. Rather than building these up, we'll be able to build you up to tier 4 shortly, so I think we'll wait until we can do that. And then you have level 12. We could try to move towards Grand Tactician, or actually no, let's get Harmonious Doctrine. It'll allow you to activate Harmony for the lanterns nearby. You are not ready for the Moonbird. One more level. You're nearly ready for the Moonbird, which is great. Evasion for you, and then let's get 1 point in Chain Lightning finally, so that we can get blobs of enemies destroyed, other than via Gehenna's Golden Hounds. Metal Shifting, and then Evasion for you. Alright, we'll see if those guys have to fight. Now, Miao Ying. I see Otto Zubissendorf, I see Ernst von Drack and Roland Steinhoff, I do not see Helman Ghorst. There he is. Alright, well, oh, did I just move you out of range of stealing tech? I did. I did not expect to do that. Well, what can you do? Yeah, it's gonna be really annoying. There's no way they can attack Hanyu Port. Okay, you go here. And then transfer those units to this army. I don't think they can win. But nonetheless, we could use this opportunity to have Miao Ying attack Odilo Zubissendorf rather, and then keep moving. It's not like anything here is a threat to Miao Ying, and plus we could probably get a great battle at the Haunted Forest. Full stack, full stack, full stack, plus Helman Ghorst's zombie prowess. Might be fun. Alright, Jiao Ming, I would like you to march stance this way. You won't suffer attrition because you are good now, in terms of the corruption here. And then Ning Wei, we will briefly put you in scrap towers, I guess. In march stance, alright, fair enough. Probably gonna get a plague, but we need to move you this way. You'll probably have to chase down this little army, because I don't see anybody else who can do it right now. Let's move the heroes as well. Steel Tech. Alright, and then Scryer of Fates, you are going to, I guess, go down to Shattered Stone Bay, and we'll keep an eye on what's going on in the Dragon Isles here. I want to get this port for ourselves. Gemstones, income, growth, it'll definitely be worth it being a yellow territory. It's just such a good landmark. Miao Ying, you're going to attack in a second, and frankly, you can auto-resolve this, so... we're not going to ask Kugath, we're just going to attack Gorsty. Once again, I wouldn't have minded just keeping him here, but he's going to move around and compete for territory with us, and I just can't have that. Not worth it, especially as we also would have to deal with his attrition causing stuff. Ally missions, Zatan the Black. Zatan the Black, we'll go after him. For both of you, ooh, Goldtooth's nearly maxed out. You know what, let's build the outpost finally. What's his new capital? It's probably something like Karak-Zorn, though it is also kind of in a dangerous position. Amblepeak is probably the safest because it's kind of in the middle of his territory, so let's go Amblepeak. And I hope I don't regret this. And then here we can do Temple of the Elemental Winds. Alright. It's about time. We want several of those allied units. You are going to attack this, declare war. Don't bother asking allies to help. No allies have chosen to get... huh? Oh, because we're not military allies. Right, whatever. Alright, kill this real quick. This better not damage us severely. No, it did not. Oh, right, we still have that one Jade Warrior unit. I had almost forgotten. Pardon, captives. For a little bit of extra cash. Scepter of Stability, no. We will go into ambush and we'll set it up right here. And we'll see if these guys move towards us. I wonder how much it's worth to sack or raise this place. 4.2k. Not a lot, admittedly. We don't seem to have a lot of value out of sacking and raising. Which, fair enough. You are stuck where you are until we're ready to deal with you. You are stuck where you are until that army potentially attacks us. Let's move the rest of our heroes. Then let's build buildings and end the turn. More turns forward means more tech and unit advancements towards more elite units. I guess sail up and down the coast. I want to see what's going on here, generally speaking. Zatan is moving up north. You are going to be shadowing these guys. I mean, we could get rid of one of the peasant long spears, I guess. But we wouldn't be able to move you to trade these guys anyway, would we? Nah, so I guess we'll wait until next turn anyway. Those guys have racked up some decent XP, so I wouldn't want to waste it. I do wonder whether all these guys are going to come for us, but they're not going to be able to break through the gates, so I don't think we care over there. I guess in theory we could move you, Lan Hu, to Dragon Gate, just a little bit safer for us. At least then we have a caster to defend there, although I think we get an Astromancer or an Alchemist anyway. Yeah, but they only have the basic breath and harmonic convergence. Otherwise, I believe that's it. Alright, so let us build buildings, let us end the turn, let's see... Oh wait, diplomacy. How about some trade now? We did upgrade some trade good buildings? No. Spirits of Shanlin and getting closer. Defensive alliance, still with nobody we want. Viscount and Ulnar getting there, though. I wonder how much this would cost. 2.3k. It's not horrible. 2k exactly. Might make us friendlier with these guys. Yeah, fine, we'll do it. Just do it. I know it's money, but... Oh, and we could go straight into military alliance. I'm gonna say no. The thing is, we're still moving our caravans out there, and our caravans have to travel through Sylvania and other sort of enemy factions. Also interesting to see that the Clan Angren is doing really well. 8 settlements, and Karazakarak has just the one, and just Karazakarak remaining, and is completely surrounded by enemies. In fact, I don't know, the last few campaigns I've been seeing Thorgrim getting absolutely obliterated, both in the old world and the non-old world, which is kind of interesting to see. Do we want to build an outpost? Are you allied with anybody? I guess you are. Dotternbach, well, we can't do none. You only have 3 territories, but oh, you can build everything. Steam tanks, hellstorms, cannons, outriders, demigriffs, mortars, hellblasters. You can't build the hellblaster tanks, but you can build the war wagons with that reload that we wanted. I like this. I like this quite a bit. Oh, wait, you have Talabaim. Yeah, I can build it at Talabaim. This is a walled settlement, even though I don't like how much in danger it is from Festus, but just do it. Finally, time to start getting allied stuff on the field. No, I forgot to check what Yuan Bo is looking like. Minus 47, alright, it dropped by 20. It used to be minus 67, so getting there. I'm getting a little better, at least. Let's do building, and let's end the turn. Imperial Road, and nothing for now. Only the stuff that makes us money or trade goods. Let's do both trade goods here. Let's do ports. Let's upgrade the markets here as well. Yeah, it's time to start making money. Like so, and like we have the Obsidian Quarry. Let us do this. And yeah, we're free to upgrade the markets wherever we want now because we have completed the Lee Temple, meaning every public order thing is going to be a lot better than it once was. It also means that once every location reaches tier 5, we can drop from yin back to balanced for the plus 20 income from all buildings, although I suppose having a bunch of the... Wait. Actually, it depends on what kind of markets we keep. I'll think about it. Anyway, skip, and Caravan Dispatch. Oh, I forgot that last turn. And oh, we don't have 1,000 gold to give you. Well, darn. Well, we should still do that. Okay. Guess we gotta cancel something. It was one of these places, wasn't it? Oh no, I forgot where I built the, like, million buildings. Damn. Okay, it was one of these. Cancel the market. Let's do Caravan. I think I forgot it last turn as well. Well, let's do you again. Again. Where are you? Where is you? You can go to... Wow, Barak Var is so much more than Karazakak. We're not technically at war with them. Huh. I wonder, would this count as orcs or would this count as dwarfs? Because it's a dwarfen location, but there's an enemy orc faction there. Go figure. Or we could just ignore it and go to Gisor. The thing is, this guy already has a bunch of dwarfen units, which is why I wanted to take advantage of it. I'm also a little bit concerned about moving through Pig Barter like this. Although, I guess we'll take it next turn, so we should still be safe, right? I'm going to assume that we are, so let's do this. That's a lot of cargo. And we'll get 10,000 gold if you complete the journey. Alright, don't die, please. Yeah, it's the most, in fact. I wonder why Barak Var is the most. Go figure. Alright, well, go. Good luck. Don't die. Can we upgrade any of these? Sadly, no. Dispatch. Oh, that's the guy with the trait as well, so we really can't have him die. Just gotta make sure that Jiao Ming attacks Pig Barter next turn. Assuming that... I think he only moves 2 nodes per turn, right? So he'll end up here and not here? I hope. Wait, where's the node? Or is it 1 node per turn? Well, either way, he has to go through Chiang and then to Pig Barter. 1, 2, 3, 4... Wait, 4? Journey time, 5 turns. Okay, I guess we'll find out for sure. Anyway, now we can end the turn. Let's see if Miao Ying's ambush succeeds. Surprisingly, we haven't gotten plagues from any... Oh, Kurgan Warband is back. Wait, was it this... Oh, I stopped paying attention to the Bastion thing. Huh. Well, if they're back, we are kind of exposed up north with 2 armies, which ain't great. Well, the ambush failed, but Ernst von Drack is nearby, meaning we can still get a fight going, which I'm perfectly happy with. Alright, Kugath, I believe has moved, meaning the caravan has not been destroyed. You guys want to peace out now, eh? I mean, they are nearby. We could bypass them and go for the Nurgle faction over here. It would allow this army to heal and maybe even raid. Yeah, maybe, why not? Counteroffer, give us more money for this. Although, wait, if we destroy a few of their armies, they'll probably be willing to give us, like, 13k or whatever for this. Maybe that would be better. Let them move forward, then. Alright, what do we have here? Add 2 Jade Warriors or 3 Jade Crossbows with shields. Now, in terms of melee units, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 in terms of range. We do have artillery, but this is 3 and this is 2, so I'm going to say Missile Warriors. Alright, settlement receives plague. Yeah, I shouldn't have said anything about the plague thing. That's what I get. I deserve that. Grievous fine. Mission issued. Capture and occupy Dragon's Crossroad. Barely any money, though. You know, it's weird that the rewards don't increase as the game gets longer. No! That wants to fight this? Are you insane? Dude, we got... Well, I guess you are fire resistant, and there's a lot of fire damage here, but that's still psychotic. We'll fight you in a second, bud. If that's what you really want. What do we have in terms of this? Okay, now this is garbage. Ghorst is still here, and it's him that we want, so I think we'll bypass the fight with Miao Ying and just auto-resolve this garbage. He'll back off, but not so far that we can't kill him. And hopefully Ghorst returns to the Haunted Forest, wherein we can destroy him right after. Oh, there is trade goods there, meaning we probably should keep them. There you go, and we'll take the... You know, just take the healing. Alright, and then go into ambush again. Right out here. Hopefully they'll move forward. Okay, go where it's 80. Lovely. Barely any healing, but it is what it is. I'm interested by the fact that one drum gets hurt and the other one doesn't. I get it's a Regiment of Renown drum, but still feels off to me. Alright, go figure. And you're probably going for Nobly Gorge, eh? Well, that's Winding Way is going there. To hopefully chase you down. Alright, in the meantime, Jiao Ming, you are going to proceed to Pig Barter as soon as... Okay, you're going to steel tech one more time. Alright, let's move the tech thieves and stuff because I'm going to forget and then somebody's not going to be able to steal tech and then I will have to cry about it. Alright, and ooh, it's also potentially an opportunity to get another Astromancer up and running. The other tech thief is here. And we should have a 4th. And a 5th now. Scholar and... I guess I already moved those. Alright, Scholar. Go north, you're stealing tech from Zatan. Guess we're not going to be friends. You'll fight shortly. Scout, you are still moving down the coastline because I'm interested in seeing what's going on here. Satang, you are so close to getting into the army, and judging by the number of armies that these guys have got running around, you're going to get a fight shortly. Ooh, with these guys as well. I'm so excited. It's just that, well, we'll see how long it takes this guy to reach him. Anyway, you're going to fight. Let's move Jiao Ming. Frankly, I've been doing it out of order again, which is... Alright, go to Pig Barter. Whose caravan is this? That doesn't really matter. Go to Pig Barter. The lions probably won't survive this, meaning we might have to manually fight it. One of the Onyx Crowmen won't survive it. Maybe it might be fun to fight. It is a regular settlement, and we haven't done one of these sieges in a while. And I don't think we... Wait, have we ever done a siege with... Oh, look at that. He's got a soul grinder. Yeah, you know what? That might be fun. Let's fight it. Especially with the damaged Celestial Lions, this might be a little bit tougher than it seems at first glance. Anyway, let's see. We do want Glittering Robe, and I guess generally we want to max out this guy's tree. I still haven't decided on this. Actually, I lied. I have. We're going to go for Master of Alchemy Poison, because the application of poison to the entire army, I feel, even for however many seconds, probably more valuable than anything else that we can get here. And then our Alchemist... I mean, we could do poison on the one unit, but that seems less worth it. At least in this army, where we don't have any units that can attack a billion units at the same time. I'm gonna hold off on this though. Let's go for evasion, and then let's go for... I'm gonna say magical reserves. The thing is, Jiao Ming is gonna be the one casting the lower metal here. Anyway, let's fight this. Should be fun. Why not?
Embrace harmony. Fight in unison. Chase fear from your mind. This is our way.
Alright, embrace harmony, eh, Jiao Ming? Is, how harmonious is getting high all the time is my question. Well, only he can answer that. Anyway, our Celestial Dragon Guard, including the Dune Dragons, stand here and look pretty damn awesome, as they do. I like all the sort of glowing jade armor that they've got. I suppose that would also work quite nicely in Yuan Bo's army, because, you know, doing the whole jade theme, but they are the Dune Dragons, and I don't know, Jiao Ming being near the Warpstone Desert feels a lot more appropriate. Anyway, we've got some enemy towers to work our way through, so the Grand Cannons will fire upon them, lighting up the darkness and allowing us to hear that lovely sound design of theirs. And I got a fair few of those towers to knock down, so let's watch one more volley and then we'll speed through that aspect of it. Oh, in fact, they have to move forward to go to the next tower, so this is an ideal time to do it. 2 towers down, 1, 2, 3 remaining, plus the enemy gates as well. And we'll just speed up until we do bring them down, and oh, well, if it isn't an enemy unit of rotflies actually sally out, because they've decided that the artillery pieces are too isolated and our units are not close enough. Unfortunately for them, Jiao Ming heads directly in, and ooh, he can actually use that sword animation that he does in the air. I didn't know that. I thought it could only be on the ground. That's pretty cool. I like it. And of course, Jiao Ming is joined by his Jade Longma. This is another reason why I'm thinking about keeping at least 2 of the Longma riders in Jiao Ming's army. A, because they're melee, and well, because they're elite units, they will get significantly more buffs from Jiao Ming as well. Buffs, but also because when he turns into flying form, he can then have an escort of units. And as we've seen, the Celestial Lions are a little bit of a liability due to them being single entities and the game kind of seeking to always knock them down. Anyway, a few more walls and towers to bring down, but we're nearly there, and in fact, while we do so, we can get the flyers moving towards the enemy army. We'll have the Jade, or the Onyx Crowman rather, bring down the Magic Tower, while Jiao Ming heads to fight the Rotflies together with his Longma. and knock them out of the sky. We've already seen him and his Longma break apart one unit of rot flies, so we know that we can do the same to the rest. And then of course down here is the enemy Soul Grinder, the biggest threat on the field, so after the aerial ballet has run its course, we can hopefully touch down and destroy the enemy Soul Grinder as well. Besides, we have to do something while we bombard the enemy walls, break them down, get a few breaches in there, knock down the gates, and before we get our melee troops into the fight. It does seem like it does take a fair while for the Longma to bring down the rot flies here. They're down about half HP. There's some issues with sort of aerial units when they fight sometimes, where they kind of interfere with each other's hitboxes or something, and they have a difficult time actually hitting each other, but we'll work through them eventually. Down to a quarter of their HP now. Jiao Ming has brought the other unit down to half, so pretty darn good. And he can leave the rest to the Longma while we head down to the Soul Grinder, which had begun firing on the Longma and doing more damage to them than the rod flies were. Anyway, a little bit of one-on-one, although, the Soul Grinder has the high ground here, and looks like the rot flies have come down with Jiao Ming, and damn, I missed that. Hopefully they'll do it again. There we go, they did it again immediately. Slaneshi giggle. But anyway, these two will be facing off against each other. Probably for quite the while. There's that sword animation. And how are we doing up here? Looks like the rot flies are dropping out of the sky with just the one left and then none. And the Longma can join the fray as well. Looks like the enemy tower has been cleared out by the Onyx Crowman, and our melee troops are getting ready to move into the enemy settlement and actually fight. Looks like Jiao Ming's down to about 3/4 of his HP, but frankly it looks like the Soul Grinder is as well, as the rot flies and now those plague toads just keep on helping out. I guess the reduction in healing and stats generally speaking, probably useful against Jiao Ming and his regeneration. Alright, wasn't expecting to get this much action for the Longma in this particular battle, but happy that we can see it. Definitely different from what we've seen from this army so far, and that's quite neat. Alright, but those rod flies will be going down eventually. Our melee units are finally heading into the enemy settlement now, and if I could speed this up a little bit as we get ready to join the fight. There we go. Nurglings are going to lead the charge, as they always do. Man, it's been a long time since I've played Kugath. But Nurglings are always very fun. And while the Nurglings move in, we can also clear them out with grenades should we desire to do so. Trying to bait the Plague Toads into moving in. Ooh, and it looks like the enemy will use a Pestilent Breath, or whatever the Nurglite equivalent is, through our lines, doing a little bit of damage, not to the Celestial Dragon Guard, but to the Jade Warriors behind them. And here comes the Toad Blob. That's a lot of toads. Fortunately, we should be able to hold just fine, especially the Celestial Dragon Guard Dune Dragon Regiment of Renown. Cavalry Bane and magical damage on them, plus those massive stats. And while the Toads are quite a bit better in SFO than they are in Vanilla, and actually quite useful units, they are also still very, very fragile, and don't really stand a chance against the elite halberd infantry like this. Especially with the occasional grenade, being lobbed into their faces. Another Gehenna's Golden Hound's going to come down on some Nurglings just to speed up clearing them out a little bit, and it looks like Jiao Ming and the Longma have pretty much defeated the Toads, and now the Soul Grinder about to fall as well. And there we go, couldn't quite tell who delivered the final blow, but the blow was final, and the Soul Grinder is done for. Crowman watching from up above as they're quite a bit damaged here, and the Plague Toads will melt away. Just a few more enemy units still fighting, and they'll lob some grenades into the enemy Lord, and just to point out, the enemy Lord was doing very well here, but then we used Enchanted Metallurgy on the Nan Gau Grenadiers from our Alchemist, which give them magical damage, and then the entire blob or volley of magical grenades into the enemy Lord saw it rapidly lose its HP. It works quite well. A nice combination. And can barely see the Lord in all of that fire from those grenades, just trying to... And there we go, down goes the Lord. Lovely, works quite well. And that made my PC quite unhappy because of all the effects on the ground at the same time. Anyway, there we go. It looks like most of the enemy melee units are clear. All the Nurglings are melting away now. The bounce power about 90% in our favor, and I do believe the battle just about ours. There is a unit of Plague Toads running around out here, or hopping around, I should say, up here. I'll just head towards him as well and transform Jiao Ming into human form so that he can A, cast on the enemy, and B, so that he can recover a little bit since he had reached his healing cap. There we go. Upgraded Plague of Rust, minus 130 armor on the Toads. And that's a significant enough armor loss so that even the physical resistance of their demonic nature will not protect them from the damage from all of those grenades. Very nice, and that's a volley that pretty much destroys them. There's a few left, and we'll clear them out with the Celestial Dragon Guard. Gotta enjoy the Grenadiers in this army while we have them, because Jiao Ming won't keep them. I might do 2 Lead Belchers and 2 Iron Guts if we can get them, just for fun. I do feel like we should use Ogre units. I mean, in theory, it would be better to just use, like, 4 Ogre Pistols, but, you know, maybe a little bit of variety. Anyway, with that, the Toads are melted, and the army is still fighting. Okay, we'll speed it up as we head to clear out the rest of them. Gonna get a few cannon shots lobbed over the enemy battlements into this unit of Exalted Plague Bearers. I'm really shocked that 2 units, or whatever units remain, are not yet melted. Oh, well, not a big deal. Another Plague of Rust, dropping those units' armor down to 0. And our Alchemist will lead the charge this time. I'll try to get a Jiao Ming another Alchemist as well, because lawfully he should be having and training Alchemists, or continuing to do so. Alright, and this time we're just going to send the Jade Warriors up here rather than Celestial Dragon Guard. They took the spotlight a little bit, but unlike them, the Jade Warriors need the XP a lot more in order to eventually, hopefully, be leveled up to Celestial Dragon Guard. Alright, no magical damage on these guys as yet, but that's alright, as this Exalted Plague Bearer unit is just about run its course on the mortal plane. And there we go. And the demons are the plague, and we're going to cure them. Let's see, of existence. Nurglings, and Nurgle. 3 units of Nurglings, plus plague. Okay, maybe that's why they didn't melt away. Alright. Let's speed this up a little bit. Are you really going to run away? You cowardly little Nurglings. Alright, there we go. Oh, that's so annoying. I hate when the AI tries to run instead of actually fight. Alright, well, Jiao Ming is home amongst the Nurglings now, burninating them. And the fire does work fairly well against the Nurgling, or the Nurglites generally speaking, so seems like the thing to do. Here comes the drum. Don't usually use these guys in melee, though the disorientation debuff that they apply isn't too bad. It's just that I don't like the enemy focusing these guys down, as the AI really does have a tendency of doing so. So, does this guy at the front of the drum actually do anything, or is just standing there? I get not attacking, but not yelling any commands or anything. Just meditating to the drum. Come on, do something. I was always curious whether, like, what is the purpose of this guy? Maybe he's channeling or something? I don't know. And who's telling the ox where to go? Huh. Not that it matters, mind you, but I was curious. Anyway, looks like the Plague Toads and the Nurglings have returned, still not having crumbled away, though they are finally unstable, as the enemy army has shattered, so it's just a matter of bringing them down. And obviously this is a slower method of doing it with our Jade Warriors than it was with our grenades, but once again, the grenades have a tendency to steal a lot of the XP by virtue of the amount of damage that they deal. And we gotta get the Jade Warriors, rather, leveled to Celestial Dragon Guard. Anyway, with that, the last of the units finally melts away, and this siege battle is ours. Nice little fight. Alright, there we go. Nice little fight. A little bit annoying at the end there where the enemy tried to run away from us rather than fight us, but, well, the AI does that sometimes. Anyway, we'll occupy the place and we will get Pig Barter, which we can only build at tier 2, but hey, tier 2 is pretty quick, pretty soon, so we'll get there fast. Enemy killed in battle, Channeling Staff, Silk Weaver. And between the Channeling Staff and the Sword of Swift Slang, I'm pretty sure we can, yes, take the Scepter of Stability and the Channeling Staff Fuse. Another Talan Pavis, not bad. We'll take the Power Stone and the Scroll of Power, both power. To get a Dragonfire handgun. Ooh, Cathay can get these too. That's nice. That's real nice. Yeah, we were looking to make our fire army relatively soon, probably in the next couple of episodes. Jade Lions, not the Jet Lions, as well as lots of other fire units, basically. And this will come in handy. Anyway, was there something else? Yes, Sword of Swift Slang and Sword of Might. Into Fan and the Magister. Enemy battle reinforcement time plus 40% all units in army. Interesting. Fair enough. Let's see. Iron Curse Icon will keep Spell Shield, Earthing Rod. I think there's nothing else that we can turn into anything, as the other items can be given to lords and heroes. Alright, I wanted to give the Cloak of Pomade to somebody, but it has to be a caster. It used to be in Miao Ying's army. Her... wait. Her alchemist used to do that, especially in combination with the Jade Amulet, but is now using the Scrolls of Astromancy, so yeah, I think that's probably going to have to stay. Alright, I'll think about it. Somebody's going to get that. Maybe Zhao Ming, you have the Trickster Shard, but I was going to get another Alchemist in Zhao Ming's army, so that might work out as well. In fact, let's double check heroes. We should have a new Astromancer available, so that's more tech thievery. Another student of Yang, sure, you sound like a tech thief to me. And, okay, we got to get you up and running here. Astromancer, student of Yang, good. And definitely not on the Great Moonbird, although it is nice that you guys start on those. We just have to wait for a defender so that we can get you up in the other army. You will be... I'm just going to name you Tech Thief for now because I'm too lazy to check and everybody else is fine. Alright, Satang's moving in. Let's double check these guys as well. I think I already did, but double checking again wouldn't hurt. You know what? I like the Spirit Dragon's Blessing one, and I think we'll get you on field somewhere. You can be at rank 2 here. Rank 2... Rank 4, hello. Okay, so Kunlun, I guess, is the best place for heroes. Yeah, we'll get you. You don't necessarily have to go in this army because you already have 3 Gate Masters there, but the other army, that has these types of heroes, or that has constructs in general, could still use this type of hero. There we go, that's what I was trying to say with such difficulty. Anyway, Miao Ying. You're in ambush. Let's start from the top again. Administrator, okay, this has to be all dealt with. I really want to just join these armies together, but I don't think it's going to happen. I guess we should start by fighting Zatan the Black, and you are actually the leader of an army, so you should do it.
General of the Celestial Host.
Kind of are running out of time. We could also save this for next episode. It's a lot of fights. We got to do this, and then I assume this as well. Oh, and this one would actually be pretty tough. Ooh, look at these guys. They've actually got a lot of anti-air available to them, and we're badly damaged. Huh. That'll be interesting. 2 Manticores to chase our lanterns around, 3 Marauder horses, a bunch of Marauder hunters with javelins, which with a single volley could probably bring a lantern down. I like it. I like it a lot. We'll save that for next time. Yeah, I think then this is probably going to be a good place to call the episode. Although I'm kind of tempted by that Zatan fight. Or maybe one more fight. Alright, let's do the Zatan one. Post victory, really? Let's see. Auto-resolve, and... nah, it's not so bad. We just need drums in here, and we'll take the money. And don't tell me you still haven't leveled up. No, still no. Oh, it's taking absolute ages to level you up. Maybe I should have just built the Jade Lancers instead, but anyway. Zhu Zhao has now a Jade Longma, which is nice. And may or may not keep it, I'll think about it. For now, go into an camp stance and barely heal. And yeah, these red territories are kind of an issue for that. Might want to... oh, you already have the Gate Masters. In fact, ooh, Gate Masters have reached their required rank. Bulwark of the Gate into Jade Standard. Upkeep reduction for Jade Warriors. And, well, basically Jade Anything. And then melee defense for Jade Anything, plus Bastion's Defenders. Nice. We are the elite we're not ready for as yet. And we already have Will of the Dragons. I guess we could get 1 point in training, 1 point in spoils. And you're going to do the same thing. Oh, you're not nearly there yet. Alright, fine. Go 1 point in spoils, 1 point in training, and then keep saving your points for the same exact thing. There we go. Jade Army is finally starting to get stronger. You can increase mobility, definitely get Gehenna's Golden Hounds as well. Prioritize it over metal shifting. And then you have 2 points, so I guess you can start leveling your points of buffing up the Jade Lancers, as the Jade Warriors are starting to rank up fairly nicely. We'll change a couple of them into Jade Warriors with Halberds, and then these guys are going to get replaced by something. I'm not 100% sure yet. Well, probably at least 1 or 2 more Gate Masters if we can get the capacity, but otherwise definitely need the War Drums in here as well. And I guess we could even have this guy ferry some of those war drums over there. That would be nice. Rather than having them build. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to forget to do that, so I'm going to do it right now. Assuming that we only want 1 war drum in the Terracotta army, which may be a distinct possibility. Who's the cheapest? You, Proven Commander. We'll use you to ferry those over. Oh, are you kidding me? You're stuck on this side? You used to be able to sort of move... Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Anyway, let's do the Zatan fight. We're not going to bother leveling you guys up because you need rank 10. And I don't care enough to level you. I lied. Let's get lead from the front to get that nice Aura of Endurance. Even more Aura stacking if you're following this guy around. Anyway, and Shao, you're going to attack Zatan. Damaged or not. Zatan will not run. Huh. That's surprising. Well, fair enough. Physical resistance. I guess on one of the already damaged units of Terracotta Automatons. Immunity to Psychology would be useless, but whatever. Let's put it on one of the bigger units, and then Poison and Stalk. That's actually kind of interesting on these guys as well. Although, Poison on... the speed doesn't really help these guys all that much. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on one of these guys. Applying poison to lots of enemies might be nice, and it'll be impossible to catch these speedy little hobgobs with the slow-moving Terracotta Automatons, so we're gonna have to use these guys to do it. Anyway, let's fight this real quick.
Remember your training! Trust in the dragons! The victory shall be certain!
Alrighty, here we go. If you were worried that well, us outnumbering the enemy 2-1 is going to make this uninteresting, not to worry, I wouldn't fight the enemy 2 armies versus 1 army. We gotta give them a sporting chance, as we like to do, and so we're only using our first army and only going to send the general in from the other army to get a little bit of XP. Otherwise, we have Vanguard deployed our units with the Celestial... Everything Celestial, or Dragon. The Terracotta Automatons deployed on the left flank here, and deployed with 3 range units who tried to get close enough to the Hobgob Archers, but unfortunately were unable to do so. Our Celestial Defenders, with the Magistrate, are moving forward, leading the charge of the Automatons. And they're going to try to break through the enemy lines to get towards the enemy Death Shrieker rocket. Really don't want that thing to continue firing away at us. And oh! The AI is now able to use split shot. Oh, interesting. Huh. I swear it used to be stuck on the single shot rather than split shot. Do the Reaper bolt throwers and the Eagle Claw bolt throwers also use split shot now? I'd be very happy if they did. And I do wonder whether the enemy is able to switch. I mean, it feels like it should be a simple enough thing. Just make it auto switch if an enemy is an infantry unit versus a large unit, right? But maybe I'm underthinking things. Anyway, looks like a unit of Hobgob Sneaky Gits has been destroyed by our grenades, and we've been forced to essentially charge through with our single entities, our Lord and Heroes. The problem is the Automatons are too slow and bogged down fighting to get to the enemy Death Shriekers, and we really needed to tie them up. In the meantime, Zatan has actually moved away from our Lord and Heroes and has touched down out here, where he is eating hundreds upon hundreds of grenades. Unfortunately, the Hobgob Archers are focusing down one of our units of Iron Hail Gunners, which are severely damaged down to about 25% of their HP, while the grenades keep flying into Zatan. While the Terracotta Automatons and this one Celestial Defender holds him back. Can't even spot him in the fire, but I hear Chaos Dwarfs like fire, so they can't really complain about the fire bath, can they? Alright, love seeing those fire arrows coming over the hill. We can't even see the enemies, but I'm willing to wager the stones aren't too badly affected by the fire. Enemy is going to try to run away, but they will get hit by a wall of wind and fire as well. Bound ability to one of our units of Celestial Defenders, and it looks like it takes about 3/4 of the HP off one unit of Hobgob Archers, and probably the same from the other. Nice. Zatan's down to about 10% of his HP now, and we're still very much in the fight, though we can see that a lot of our units are heavily damaged, though it is a lot of the damages to the units that were already damaged from the previous battle. So we do have to be careful with them, and it would be unfortunate to lose automatons at this time. Some of our grenadiers have had to give chase to some of the enemy Hobgob Archers, couldn't leave them firing at us, but fortunately the grenadiers clear them out very, very quickly once they can actually lob a volley into them. Though admittedly the Hobgob Archers were doing quite well lobbing their own volleys at us. So it's only fair. Anyway, still tying up that artillery crew, though the enemy Demonsmith Sorcerer has moved in to help out. We're going to try to snipe him, or just shoot him in the back with a bunch of shotgun. There we go, 2 units of Iron Hail Gunners bringing him down very, very quickly. With that, the balance of power shifts to about 95% in our favor, just as our Celestial General arrives, so it's not like our reinforcements would have arrived here on time anyway. I mean, we did Vanguard deploy, so that kind of screwed them out of it, but that was the intent, so we're good. Anyway, just got to make sure that the Death Shrieker rocket and as many enemy units as possible don't survive, as we'll want to probably auto-resolve. Now, Zatan we actually let escape. We didn't finish him off with the Nan Gau Grenadiers, Slanashi Giggle, but just let him fly off the field, and instead back the Grenadiers off, so that hopefully we can defeat him again. Anyway, with that, the battle's ours. Nice little second fight for the automatons, and probably the last fight that they ever get without the presence of other constructs. Alright, and the Razor Standard might actually be a decent thing to put on one of the terracotta automatons as well, especially since a bunch of our armies already have them. Now, we are in the Chaos Way, so as much as I'd love to get the 2.6k, I think we will have to heal here. And, ooh, 195 kills and 17k damage. Yeah, several of our automatons did suffer quite a bit of damage, admittedly, but shouldn't be surprising as we are expecting the terracotta sentinels to do the damage, the automatons being the more defensive sort of type unit, and they don't have all their buffs or anything like that as yet, so hardly surprising. Plus, we only used the one army rather than the two to keep it interesting, which, in my opinion, it was. Anyway, we will heal up, I guess. We get the Zatan defeat trait, which, as I recall, is actually not too bad, isn't it? Let's see here. Range +5 for artillery units on armies faction-wide. And 100% army magic item drop chance. Yeah, that's a very nice defeat trait. A shockingly nice defeat trait. And Shao, you are not going to be on a lantern. You will be too vulnerable up above with no other anti-air in this particular army, so no dice there. And oh, that was a mission successful as well. The reason we let Zatan live was so that we could double up on his defeat trait here, which we will do by having Tanji Chen chase after him. And I guess you reinforce now, but in camp stance. It'll take you 1 turn longer to get where you need to go then, but, well, that is what it is. Alrighty, you go down here, you attack this. I'm gonna hope that the auto-resolve doesn't screw anything over, but it shouldn't, there's nothing left. Alright, although I shouldn't take things for granted, auto-resolve being what it is. Alright, lovely. Free Sword of Swift Slaying, which we can hopefully turn into something better, and another Dawn Stone as well. Army, replenish, treasury, let's take the treasury this time. Alright, and more range for artillery. Jiao Ming's gonna be real happy about that, and those others that will also want to use artillery in their armies. 50 movement range. What do you currently have? 57. Oh, damn. Well, are you able to reach this army? Who knows? In order to not suffer attrition, we'll have to encamp here, which ain't great. Wait, what about rating? 93? Yeah, that's not worth it. This is as close as you can move, which I fear is not close enough if you get attacked. Yeah, no dice.
Instrument of the
Alright,
divine.
let's move and suffer a tiny bit of attrition. We'll heal up to full there anyway. And we'll probably also want to get that defeat rate on another lord or two, if we can. It's not like we were looking to wipe Zatan out. We can certainly farm him a little bit, and we can't go too far right now, as the Kurgan Warband is up to 57%, and lots more armies will spawn. Anyway, folks, with that, we're out of time, and I'm going to call the episode here. Next time, we will be looking to wipe out both of the Caravan and Blue Roses and Poxmakers of Nurgle, and then hopefully link up with Imric if we can get him to like us again. Hopefully Goldtooth doesn't screw us over on this. Goldtooth has really been a non-starter in this particular campaign, which is interesting considering I usually see Greasy do pretty well, so it's a little bit surprising. Of course, we'll also have these fights up here, and we will maybe start building our fire army as well, because, well, Administrator Chansak has recruited the Construct army now, and he might as well start recruiting the next army, as he is our recruiter as well. Anyway, stay tuned for that. Don't forget to leave a like and comment below, especially for the threshold. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.